And why is it important to the Wisconsin Manufacturers and Commerce to be a member of the Funding Forward Coalition?
Well, we all know that access to good, reliable transportation is very important for Wisconsin businesses, and particularly for Wisconsin manufacturers. And I think for far too long, our members have seen the state's transportation fund simply rated and used to support other government spending. And unfortunately, we've come to a point in Wisconsin now where I think Wisconsin citizens and Wisconsin businesses are losing confidence that their transportation dollars are actually going to fund transportation infrastructure. We need to stop that.
I represent the Wisconsin Urban and Rural Transit Association. Our association is about 70 members statewide, fixed route bus system, shared ride taxis, and we provide transportation services to several million rides a year to people in our state for jobs, for medical appointments, for shopping, and we are here to support the advisory referendum petitions.
So why do you think being a member of Funding Forward is important to the transit community?
Well, we first of all like the name a lot. Funding Forward is more than just this advisory referendum. It's about finding a future for Wisconsin, for all of our modes of transportation, for the highways, for the harbors, for the airports, for transit, and for high-speed rail in the future. So we're partners in this effort. Because of our commitment to a sound and workable transportation fund. We're going to need more revenues in the future, and we're here to be as helpful as we can.
Well, it's important because it seems as my responsibility as a representative of all these people is to go out and to make sure that our transportation needs are met throughout the state so that our people can continue to build our roads, our bridges, our streets. But every time we go out and try to find revenue sources, there's a hole in the bottom of the bucket. And it seems like it's become a real feel-good kitty for people to go into and cover shortfalls and other general purpose revenues needs.
I'm here today on behalf of my county executive and the entire county board, who last week did pass a resolution within the county that puts a question in November on the ballot that would ask voters whether or not they believe that a constitutional amendment should be, provision should be put in the Constitution to prohibit any transfers from the Segregated Transportation Fund. It is very important to us. We rely on state revenues to help subsidize transportation. We fund it in Waukesha County through the property tax, but those revenues from the state have been declining steadily, and the user fees are not keeping pace like they need to, but this practice of transferring funds from the segregated transportation funds into the general fund is harming our transportation network. And not only our transportation programs, but then those funds transferred from the general fund do need to be, that bonding needs to be repaid, and it's harming other programs that we depend on, like shared revenue, youth aids, community aids, and courts. So this is very important to us.
Wisconsin County Highway Association has been a strong supporter of the referendum for the constitutional amendment and the protection of the segregated transportation fund for a long time. We believe that transportation user fees need to go to transportation, mostly because we need to put the trust back in the trust fund. The people need to know that the money that they're paying in terms of transportation user fees are going to take care of their roads, especially in terms of county highway. County highways take care of the roads throughout the state. Maintenance, winter maintenance, snow plowing, the things that the people are most accustomed to seeing, and continued transfers from the transportation fund have severely eroded the ability for county highway departments to provide that service, to provide the service that the citizens of this state see on a daily basis. So it's a very important issue for the County Highway Association.
We strongly support this constitutional amendment. We really need to protect this fund. A lot of money has been taken out of it in the last couple of bienniums, and our infrastructure is certainly reflecting that. We're in dire need of upgrades in all of our transportation systems, and if we're going to expect to fund our systems appropriately, we're going to need to make sure that we got this fund locked up. People are going to be very reluctant to put additional money into a fund that's going to be used for other purposes besides transportation. So we strongly support this. We hope that we get statewide support for this. Thank you.
WPMCA believes that safe, sound highway infrastructure is critical to moving our economy forward. Nearly $1 billion is collected from the sale of motor vehicle fuel each year, and it's disheartening to know that that funding is being used for purposes other than it was originally intended.
We think it's important for a broad group like Finding Forward, which includes business, labor, local units of government, really to come together and tell the Wisconsin legislature and tell the Wisconsin governor that time is long past to stop raiding the transportation fund, and let's make sure that when our citizens and businesses pay for transportation, it actually goes for transportation. That's why we're part of this coalition.